Years ago, I used to work as a bouncer in certain nightclubs down in Washington, D.C. And I noticed the clubs that had more strict dress codes tended to have fewer problems than the clubs that had more lax dress codes. I think there are two primary reasons that account for this. One, I think that when you're wearing very nice clothing, out on the town during the course of an evening, you feel good about yourself. Two, I think because you're wearing very nice clothing, you're less likely to do anything stupid or sketchy that's going to get you into trouble, like getting into a fight that could threaten to mess up the investment that you have in your clothes, because clothes can be very expensive, especially if they're really nice. Well, by the same token, it's like when we invest in ourselves, when we invest in our dreams and we invest in the goals that we have set for our lives, the more work we put into it, the more it costs us. And the more it costs us, the more that we tend to respect it. And that's why I think a lot of times we don't brook a lot of nonsense from people who don't show the proper respect for the drive and for the work that we have to put into gaining our dreams. Which is also another reason why I think we tend to start to separate from those type of people while we're in the process of gaining on our dreams and getting what we want out of life. Because we know how hard it is to build the life that we dream about. We know how hard it is. That's why one of my mottos is, if it costs you a lot, you'll respect it a lot. Now, that doesn't mean that we go out of our way to create more problems for ourselves, put more burden on ourselves during the course of trying to get what we want out of life and accomplishing our dreams. What it does mean, however, that as we're doing this, we're naturally going to run into situations that make accomplishing the goals that we set out for ourselves and reaching our objective very difficult. That's just the natural course of life. That's just how it is. So we learn to respect ourselves and we learn to respect other people who are doing the same thing that we do. And that channels us towards those same type of people with similar mindsets. Where pretty soon, you're no longer around the people who are diss or have no respect for what you're trying to do, and you'll find yourself more in the company of people who understand what you're doing because they themselves have either done it or they're in the process of doing it. So with this lesson in mind, what I'm trying to say is this. Spend more time being around people with a like mindset. Dress yourself well for what you're doing. It may cost you a lot, but you're going to have a lot of respect for it, and so will other people. My name is Dave Thomas III. I'm the author of my little book of truisms, and this has been your moment of truth for today.